Welcome to the Sports Drink Club. I am your host, Patrick Melton, along with my co host, Keenan Duke. And we are here for another Transformation Tuesday episode with our newest guest, Danielle Plana. Plana, right? Am I pronouncing that right?
Oh, yeah, you're good. Thank you.
Happy Memorial Day to everyone. I know, everyone's got their traditions that they like to do on Memorial Day. Me personally, I like to cook out and barbecue. I'm actually doing that today. Keenan, what do you have going on today for your memorial?
I have this.
And Danielle, anything special planned for you?
I don't have anything planned. I have this that we have to do, and then I need to finish writing for this draft that I'm doing. So I need to finish this draft today. So I have that along with this. So it's just a busy day for me.
No
I'm
hamburgers,
not really,
no hot dogs, Keenan? No hot
not
dogs?
unless I run through a drive-through or something like that.
That's about as American as it gets, though. Hamburgers,
Yeah.
hot dogs, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run through like Carl's Jr. or something like that if I want a hamburger.
Right.
Danielle,
is-
anything special for you today planned?
I mean, to be honest, I was super looking forward to speaking with y'all this morning. And, I can hear people outside at the pool. Like, they're all having a good time. So I'll probably join them after this. So,
Sounds better than my day.
Absolutely. Well, Danielle, we appreciate you coming on, and to our listeners out there, this is our second episode of the Transformation Tuesday sort of deal that we like to do with the Sports Drink Club, and we bring someone on who has who basically exemplifies the defying the odds. At least that's how I feel about it, especially when we first talked to Beta and how she made her transition to where she was at to where she is right now. I mean, wow. And so I understand
just the transformation in lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. So I understand, Danielle, that she's a huge influence for you.
Oh, absolutely. And she has been such a great friend, really supporting me throughout the process. I'm so fortunate to have her and everybody, really. But it makes a huge difference when people you're around, are supportive of what you're doing. So it makes it a lot easier. Yeah.
How long have you known Beta?
Not that long. I would say probably within the last year. But I mean, we just,
wow.
we just immediately connected, and it was just nice because, she was super excited for me when I told her that I was gonna start prepping, and she even such a sweet girl, even let me borrow her jewelry. And,
oh wow.
Yeah. So. Yeah, she was just as equally as excited as if she was experiencing it for herself too. So I appreciated that a lot.
That's
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Now, before we start getting into what we want to ask you, me personally, I just want to know who's outlifting who. I just want to know. Is Beta strong like that, or are you stronger than Beta?
Oh,
You don't want to throw her out there like that?
Well, absolutely, hands down, no doubt about it. Beta is such a beast. I mean, for sure, Beta couldn't outlive me. I mean, I'm just no shame. Yeah.
She's probably gonna be listening to this like, damn right.
She goes hard. She doesn't take it easy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like she does. I've seen her videos and her stories. I'm just like, she looks like she'd make me hurt if I worked out with her the next day.
100%. I know that she would. But let's go ahead and dive into this. So I understand that you're doing bodybuilding, you're doing bikini competition. So you competed in your first bikini competition this weekend.
Yes.
How was it? And, how did everything go for you?
Oh, gosh, guys. I mean, I had the time of my life, and it's funny because, I had looked forward to this day for so long. I mean, I was prepping since the beginning of the year, and, you look forward to this day, and then it finally comes, and it just goes by so fast. And, I had wanted to do this for as long as I can remember, and I was just so thankful to have the opportunity to try. And it was very, very challenging, but the day comes, and I just kind of took a moment to just sit back and reflect on the last couple of months and how far I'd come. And it really wasn't until my coach had sent me like before and after picture that I realized, like, the progress that we had made. And I just felt so accomplished. Like, I was really, really, really happy. And regardless of what happened at that point on show day, I just kind of thought to myself that for myself, I know it sounds kind of silly, but like I felt like I'd already won for myself, regardless of what happened at that point.
Right.
So, I was just so thankful. Like I was just like, praying so much. I was just like, God, thank you for the opportunity that I was even able to even try. And then that day came and went, and I was happy because I was still able to place. And for my first time, I was, really thankful for that. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Nice.
it
What'd
was
you
really
place?
fun. I placed fourth in the Open, which is I guess a more challenging division because it's more experienced.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, in bodybuilding, it's kind of an exciting thing when you get first call outs because, they're like looking at those girls, and I was just, and everybody looked amazing up there. So I was fortunate enough that I was able to place fourth. And it was funny because, Beta had texted me later. She's like, I just want you to know, like, how much that meant that you're able to, place amongst a lot of those girls. There was a lot of people. So I was thrilled. I was happy. There's no words to adequately describe the feeling I had on show day because it went by so fast for me. I'm sure it did not go by fast for all the people supporting me because it was a long day for them, and I know it was a long day for them, but for me it went by so fast, and I was just thrilled. I mean, I was just elated. I felt really good. There's no words to really describe it, but
I hear you on
Well,
that.
yeah.
congratulations on your finish. That's amazing,
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
especially for your first time.
Because
Yeah,
it
and
seems like
now
there's
and
a
now
lot of ladies out there, and I, me personally, if I was you, I would have been a bit intimidated. But at the same time, you've been prepping this whole entire, time to reach this point. Once you
yeah.
finally got out there, I mean, your nerves, your thought process, did that just all go away as soon as you step foot on stage, or were you still just like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on? This is
Okay.
crazy.
For me, y'all, I'll just be honest. For me, um, prior to going on stage, I mean, I was like hella freaking nervous. I was just like, I didn't really, and it's so sad because a lot of your friends are there and everybody wants to talk to you, but I had a hard time. I just was just had my headphones in, listening to music, and just kind of watching the show and I was looking forward to being on stage, but when I did finally do my individual routine, I feel like I just completely blacked out, and I just was like staring at. I mean, all I could stare at was the judges the whole time. I was
Yeah.
just thrilled to be up there, and my friends were like, "You look like you're having so much fun," and I was just like, now after experiencing that, I can totally see why this is so addictive to girls. And
Hmm.
because when I left show day, I was already just trying to like find ways of how I can improve for myself, and now I understand like why this is so addictive to people.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
yeah, and yeah, but I mean, to be honest, like I was super nervous, but by the time, like the first time I got onto the stage, like I just couldn't stop staring at the judges the whole time, and then after that I was like, I want to do that again. So yeah.
So I understand that you had been training like we talked a little bit before, and you
Yeah.
said that you've been training like this for like over 10 years now. So like what was it
Yeah.
what was it that finally pushed you to actually decide to compete in bikini competitions?
Yeah, that is such a good question. Well, I don't know. I would say I started taking my training a little bit more seriously and lifting weights probably around like the last decade. But and I've always been the type that like I loved learning, trying to find like new ways to improve my physique and finding ways to challenge myself, and like researching like a long time ago, like reading up on like bodybuilding.com and watching YouTube over the years and just trying to understand like what works best for me. But it really
Hmm.
wasn't until you know like this year that I decided like this will be the year that I try, and I just want to say that, you know, I'll bring it back to a long time ago. This was like back in the 90s. I remember
Take it back. Take it back.
yeah, back in the 90s, like I remember, you know, and if she's listening to this, I don't think she realizes like the kind of influence she had on me, but I remember the first time I was like really exposed to a woman with muscle. Like it was one of my mom's best friends, and she was a bodybuilder, and I was just immediately drawn to her. I was just like, wow, like that, because when I see a girl with muscle, I immediately think that took a lot of dedication and discipline. And I'm so like, I guess, drawn to that, and I was just I remember thinking like I had a lot of respect for her, and I was so interested in that. And this was a long time ago, but I just remember thinking like, I was like, man, I would love to do something like that. But I just, I don't know, I just want to tell you guys, like, I'm a very shy person. I'm extremely camera shy. I don't really like a lot of attention on me, and so every passing year, like I have friends that compete and things like that, and I'm so happy for them. But for me, I was like, I don't know, that's probably just not for me. I don't, every year there was always some kind of reason, whatever was going on in my life, like something kind of holding me back or like limiting me. And so it really wasn't until last year, 2018, I'll just be honest, like I was with two of my friends, and we were at one of my good friends, Kelsey, at her competition in San Antonio, and I was with my other friend, Kelly. She was telling me that she was getting back into competing after taking a long time off, and I just had so much respect for her for that. And she sounded so excited, and I just remember thinking like, she had taken all this time off, focus on her career, get married, have a child, and she's getting back into it at the age of 41. And I was and she looked amazing. Like I was so happy for her, and I was just like, you know what, like I don't, in my mind I was like, you know what, I don't want to like look back and be like, I had the chance to, but I just never tried,
Yeah.
So shortly after that, guys, I read, okay, this sounds so kind of dorky, but I read this book, and it's called Girl Wash Your Face. And in the book, Rachel Hollis talks about how no one else is responsible for achieving your goals except for yourself. And like that's the moment it like really hit me. I was like, you know what, like I don't want to look back and be like, I had the chance to, like, I don't have any other obligations in my life, like I had the chance to now. So after that, it was like shortly after that, I like sent an inquiry email to my coach, and I was like, I really want to try to compete this year. Do you think I'm ready? And she was like really excited for me. She was like, yeah, so let's do this thing.
She's like, you've been ready. I've just been waiting on you to ask me that.
Exactly.
No, oh my gosh, Keenan, it's so funny you say that, because, oh my God, y'all, like, it's so funny you say that, because when I told my mom in December, because I value the opinion of my parents, and I take, I mean, ultimately, like, I want to do like what I want, but I do value their opinion. And when I told them that I wanted to, her exact reaction, like verbatim, was what you said. She's like, honestly, I just thought it was like a matter of time before you told me. Like, I always thought that you were going to, I just didn't know when. And so I was thrilled. Like, she was very supportive. Of course, every parent has their concerns, like when they're competing in something like that. Like, so, because I mean, it's a subjective sport,
Exactly.
Not everyone's gonna like you.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I was thrilled that I had the support from her and, all of my friends, really, because it's like, I don't know. So that makes it a lot easier.
That. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like to have the support of the people that you really care about, when you're doing something that you love or that you want to do, and you're kind of hesitant about it, like it just gives you that little bit more confidence to have those people that you do value their opinions backing you up. So
absolutely.
And that's something that I really noticed, just going through your stories and just seeing the support and the love that you have, because this is a sort of sport where I feel like you can't do that without big time support and just giving you that boost of confidence that you can do it, that you can go out there and compete with people who may have been doing it their whole lives, or just maybe doing something just to get off their bucket list. However they come to that point, Everyone is there trying to, has already met their goal with or without placing or getting a medal or a prize or whatever it may be. I feel like just getting to that point and stepping out on stage and doing what you've been doing to your body, for your health, for your mind, whatever it may be, I feel like that's a win in itself, what I mean? So kudos to you and yesterday getting out there and doing that, because it takes a lot of guts. A lot of people just don't even like talking to people in front of people, just in public. Public speaking is the number one fear of people. I can't imagine having diamond encrusted bikini on me with a thong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know y'all sitting there imagining it like Patrick out there in a bikini. Y'all want to?
Oh my god, it's hysterical.
I mean, I'm just saying, just having that mindset, going out there knowing that that's what's on your body. Hey, kudos to you, because that's wild right there. So I understand that you competed in some other sports while growing up. What were some of the other things that you were doing? What was Danielle doing before getting big?
Well, I mean, Danielle was getting small. I mean, to be honest though, like I grew up like lanky, lean, like string bean. Like Danielle was small and skinny. My grandma used to call me Flaquita, which means little skinny girl.
Okay.
And so I guess I would say, quote, transformation story was like, I feel like, I don't know, when my background was in cheerleading and dance, and I used to also run cross country and track. So for me, being able to start bodybuilding, I really really missed that competitive nature, and also just being able to prepare for something, like especially with in the days of like cheerleading and dance, like the whole getting ready and getting like all glamorized and stuff like that. I don't know, that was like always really fun for me. So that kind of made, I don't know, I was really looking forward to that with the bikini show day, because it was kind of similar. So yeah.
Absolutely. And so Keaton, I understand that you have a bit of a loaded question you want to ask.
Well, I do, but that's just because like when we were talking beforehand, Danielle, you had mentioned that through this whole process of bodybuilding and training and all that, like you learned so much just through bodybuilding, and like you gained so much confidence. And for me, I was just wondering, like, what's the difference between the confidence that you've gained through bodybuilding that I guess you didn't quite have when you were doing like sports with dance and cross country and cheerleading? Like what's the difference between the confidence that you have with this versus if you had it at all? Like I don't know, maybe you were missing it little bit then, and you've kind of gained it through this process of training for bodybuilding and the bikini competitions. Like what's the difference between what you learned?
I would definitely say, without a doubt, hands down, like as far as in bodybuilding, I feel like, I don't know, the progress that you feel over time that comes with patience, like more than anything, I feel like bodybuilding has really really taught me patience, because it only comes over time. Like we live in this world where everything's like on quick results, and we get like instant gratification. And it's like it's like we have DoorDash, like you get like anything at like a click of a button. It's like we have all these like quick fixes, whereas like bodybuilding, like it comes like through like a challenging over time. So for me especially, it was interesting because like week to week I would send videos and pictures to my coach, and I didn't really pay like that much attention to the progress I was making. And like she would notice it before I did. And so you just have to be patient, you know what I mean? Like anything, I feel like with bodybuilding, it's like anything worth having comes with patience over time. And if you just know, like if I put in like the hard work, like the benefits will show eventually. And then when you do start noticing and feeling different, and the confidence that you gain, that becomes so addictive, you know. I
Yeah.
used to be so, I mean, I don't know, I'm just telling y'all, like, I used to be so self-conscious and, kind of make myself small. Like, I was, it might seem on social media that, like, I have, I do have, like, so much support and everything, but I don't really like a lot of attention on me and things like that. But I feel like especially with bodybuilding has definitely, for sure, without a doubt, like, really helped my confidence with that. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I can see it in your pictures. I can just see it right now, just the way that you speak and how you give off this sort of energy to where you make me want to go out there and, and be a competitor. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm getting it anytime soon, or I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon, but just how you speak makes me think to myself that, hey, I can do it. From what I understand, with Beta, she said you've got people who, like I said, may want to get this off of their bucket list, or maybe had a traumatizing experience in their life that, got them to this point, or, was a mom and want to do something for themselves and finally, has gotten the energy and the energy and the wherewithal to get to where they are right now. And the work that you put in every day is I mean, that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
what I mean?
no, I mean, I think for me too, it's just like listening to you and Beta. I think the one thing that I've kind of taken away from uh, not only the journey both of you guys have kind of ventured on, but just how you guys seem to represent and epitomize like people who like, and this is everybody, where everyone struggles with something. Like no one's perfect. Everyone's struggling with some sort of like self-doubt with whatever it is. And everyone just wants to be the best version of themselves as they can be. And the fact that this has kind of helped you guys realize sort of like the best selves that you guys feel you guys can be. And so like I think that's the biggest thing that I've kind of taken away from listening to you and Beta, is the fact that you guys, just like everyone, has like struggled with something, like some sort of like confidence issue or something, where it's like you kind of self-doubt yourself with whatever it is, but then you've kind of pushed yourself outside of your comfort zone a little bit to realize the self that you kind of want you to be. And so like the fact that both of you guys have done that, I think that's what really epitomizes like this whole kind of topic that we have going with Transformation Tuesdays. Just like transforming not only the way you think, but just how you kind of like live your life to be like the best life that you want to like live for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everyone deserves to be able to witness like the best version of their self, so it's not like a selfish thing. Like you're allowed to take the time to see what you're capable of, and it's like if we don't actually take the time to do it, like I'll never see. So yeah, I don't know, like I always want to hopefully be able to improve myself in every aspect, like not just in like my physique, like how I look, but like I don't know,
just mentally as well. Of course. Like you said, like you seem nervous, or it wasn't something that you initially wanted to do, maybe, but you kind of push yourself to do it. So just mentally, you got over like a hurdle of maybe next time you come across something that you might be hesitant to do, like you kind of have that, oh, well, I was hesitant about this thing in the past and I did it. So what makes me think I can't do this?
I know, that's so true. I mean, because like looking back, I was like, oh wow, like I was actually able to do that. I mean, I don't want you guys to think it came easy. It was very challenging. Like
no,
it was very challenging.
I don't think any of us are like saying like, oh no, that's easy, because I think we've seen the video.
Empowering myself to get through the gym an hour in 5 minutes. Like I'll be looking at the clock like, man, got 10 more minutes of this.
That's so funny. I know. Like I feel like there was sometimes I was just spending so much time at the gym, and and then also the other thing that I feel like that this process has taught me more than anything is time management, because with other sports, like yes, like you do have to take the time to schedule things out and everything, but it's like I don't know, when you're prepping for something, you can't just like go on the day and be like, oh well, I don't know what I'm gonna eat. Like you have to plan like way ahead in advance, make sure that you prepped like a lot of food, and that I don't know, like I wait it out. I have enough clothes for the day, like because
Right.
you're constantly like working out and everything. So I feel like
Yeah.
especially that was something I was definitely navigating through.
Okay.
It was time management.
Yeah, no, that's a tough
Yeah.
one, especially when you got so many things you gotta worry about. You definitely have to
Yeah.
kind of make sure you plan like, okay, I need to get this done by this time. I got to get this done. Like that's kind
Yeah.
of like my day to day. I'm just like, okay, I got to wake up. I got to do this, that, and that. Like,
Right.
you just can't wake up and go about your day like all willy nilly.
Right, exactly. You have to actually have to like the squeeze to make the time, to do it. So yeah.
You hear that, people out there, all of our listeners, time management. You take the time, you do the work, you get results.
You will see the results.
You'll see some results here. Now, just moving on here, want to ask you something. What are your thoughts, on what seems to be a shift in body image for women to be more healthy, and whatever form it may be? Basically the shift is not needing to, be skinny or whatever it may be. You see everything on social media nowadays, with plus size models or just women just embracing their body,
and just like being
comes.
Yeah, and just like having muscles as well. Like I feel like for a while there, like women having muscles was kind of like a taboo. Like it was kind of like, oh, like why does she have muscles and all that stuff?
Right.
Now
Right.
it seems like the look that everyone is going for kind of is like that athletic muscle look.
Right.
And you even alluded to yourself earlier with like the person that you looked up to was like your friend's mom, or your mom's friend who had all these muscles like that. You kind of idolize that a little bit.
Absolutely,
Right.
yeah. I mean,
So what is your thoughts on that?
I mean, nothing makes me more happier than kind of witnessing the shift between, like, I don't know. I mean, I love to see like girls, living out the best version of themselves. Like even also with, I see so many girls too being able to focus on their strength goals, which makes me so happy. Like, and being able to for them to like feel comfortable with themselves in the gym. Like that's like what I want more than anything is for every girl that I know to feel really comfortable in the gym and knowing that like they're capable of doing it just as much as anyone else, because I've had a couple of girls that kind of message me and be like, I don't know how to do this exercise, or like what if people are staring at me, stuff like that. And so I don't know. Like, I love this shift in, strong women and girls with muscle. Like, I love it so much. But at the same time, I also love just, you being able to embrace yourself in any stage. Because, I mean, that was like something really, really important for me. Like, with this prep process, I remember I sent like my first inquiry on January 1st. It was like the start of the new year. And I was heavier back then and, not as solid, or I guess you would say, but honestly, like I mean, to be completely honest, like I truly can honestly say that I really did love myself the way I was 100%, just as much as I do today. I really did. And I was like, and so I think it's really, 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 really important for girls to be able to, embrace yourself in every single stage and don't look so much forward to like the end result, but just appreciate like the journey too, and so I don't want, like, my hope and wish is I don't want any girl to waste even like 1 second not appreciating how they look, because you can still you're allowed to go towards what you want to look like while still appreciating what you have right now. You know what I mean? Like I think that's really, really, really important, because if you're trying to, lose weight or get lean muscle mass, and if you're hating yourself in the process, that's so toxic. And so yeah, I love the shift in girls with muscle. Like I love it so much. Like it makes me so happy, and I love seeing girls like lifting. Like that's my favorite thing ever.
For all of our lady listeners out there, y'all better get y'all ass in the gym.
Yeah. Get on the weights. Start pushing that weight.
Get big. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I think that's amazing though.
Yeah. No, it's great. I think it's important, because I think at this day and age where there are so many things out there telling you kind of how you should feel, how you should look, and
Right.
there's so many things that can put doubt into your mind of like, am I like acceptable, you know? And for that's generally like to me what I feel like most people just want out of life is for to at some level to feel accepted,
Yeah.
especially by the people that they love and the people that they care about.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think whatever it is that can help lend to that feeling, I think you should definitely go for that.
Yeah.
And I hope that everyone can kind of like achieve that feeling of just feeling comfortable with themselves and happy with themselves, like no matter what stage even if they're, like you said, if they're working towards something, know that, take pride and joy in knowing that you're working towards what you want to be. Like even if even if you're not there yet, just take pride and know that you're on the road to that, whatever it may be.
Exactly.
Yes, 100%. Yes. And it
So-
does make it does. I mean, I'm fortunate enough that honestly, I can say that everyone around me treats me like the exact same way as how I've been at the very beginning. You know what I mean? Like they're not giving me more attention right now. Like, and that makes it a lot easier when people that you're around, they treat you just as if you were from the very beginning. So
yeah,
absolutely. So any other words for our listeners that you want to kind of give, a word, words of wisdom or anything that you want to part?
Okay, I would
today?
definitely say, I would for sure say that anyone listening, you are definitely allowed and 100% capable of being able to invest in yourself in something that you've always wanted to take interest in. And it does not have to be bodybuilding. Like, if there's something that's always been kind of itching at you and you're like, I've always been interested in that, I just don't think I'm capable, or I don't have the time, or I don't have the finances, or I just don't have the support from people, but you are totally allowed to take interest in that. And I feel like when it comes down to it, if like the people around you will be supportive of that, if it makes you happy, and and if it's safe, like if you're doing something that is legal,
it's
but
not like, hey, I've always wanted to try cocaine, let me go and hop on that. Like, no.
No.
Step away from that.
10 pounds of cocaine tomorrow.
Yeah.
No.
But but if our life is just too short, like if someone is holding you back, like whether the job you're in, like if you hate your job, or if you hate where you live, or if you hate the person you're in a relationship with, like you should just cut that off immediately and take the time to invest in yourself. You're definitely allowed. Like, even if it doesn't matter, like if you have a busy job, or if you have children, you have other obligations, you're still allowed to invest in your hobbies that you've always wanted to take interest in. Because if I was, I mean, I've wanted to do this for so freaking long, you guys, but I finally was able to this year, and I if I can, then anyone else can do what they've always wanted to take interest in. That's all I want to say about that.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So do you have any competitions coming up that the people could come see you and support at? Where
y'all,
can we pull up at?
Oh, that is such a good question. I mean, I would, after experiencing my show day, which I went into that with zero expectations, like I just wanted to kind of get my feet wet and see what it felt like. Because I knew going in, I was like, I might hate this. I mean, it might not be for me, but honestly, I freaking loved it. I loved it. Like, as soon as I left, I wanted to go back up there. I was like, man, that was awesome.
You're like, when's the next one? Let me sign up.
Yeah. It was exhilarating. But I mean, I know I need to take some time to myself, so I to be honest, I don't have anything planned right now, but I would love to do it again. Like, I would love to do it again. I mean, I just want to find ways I can improve first before doing it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Sports Strength Club will definitely try to pull up for sure.
Yeah.
Patrick might be able to do that more easily than I can, but you'll have to represent me next time she goes and performs at a
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Absolutely.
I'm a little bit too far away.
Can you tell the people where they can find you on social media?
Yes, sir. You can find, I'm mostly active on Instagram. My Instagram is Kung Fu, and my last name is Plana, Plana. So Kung Fu Plana.
How'd that come about? Kung Fu.
Okay.
Kung Fu Plana.
Are you a fan of Kung Fu Panda? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what it's from. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I feel like I'm like my alter ego is like Kung Fu Panda. He's always eating, and and I'm
But he's
like,
but he's super in shape and agile. He can still whoop ass.
yeah. So
And it's Jack Black. So who doesn't want Jack Black as their
Oh my
alter ego?
god, so funny.
Absolutely. Now, one sidebar question before I ask Keenan here where the people can find us at. When you're not in competition and you've got a cheat day, or what's your favorite food? We know that Beta, she likes to pull up at BJ's and get that pizza.
Yeah.
What is your favorite? What is your favorite?
Okay, absolutely, without a doubt, it's some type of burger with sweet potato fries, and I would prefer my burger to have either an egg or bacon, something on it. I like that.
You like that breakfast burger?
It's so freaking good. I mean, that's what I had after the show, and it was so delicious.
Any particular spot that you go to?
I don't know. Goodness gracious, to be honest, me and my boyfriend, we freaking love cheeseburgers. We for like treat meal day, we would have one like every week. So I really don't have a particular favorite, but I'm always asking my friends, like, do you guys have any suggestions? Please let me know, because that's where I go for my treat meals.
All right, so Kung Fu Panda. I might catch her at a burger spot. We don't know where it's gonna be at, but
I know,
it's
so
you like
good.
burgers. Well, today to have something like that. Also,
it is.
It's Memorial Day. Shout out to all of our people who are protecting us out there right now. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
And Keenan, where can the people find us, man?
On Instagram and Twitter, people can find us at Sports Drink Club. And then obviously you can find us on any podcast directory that you subscribe to, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Tune in. I'm gonna let you say the one that everyone loves to hear you say, Patrick. What is it?
You can find us on Sods.
Yeah.
Download Sods.
Yeah.
You can pull up on there and find us.
Yeah, pull up that Barry White voice for the Sods.
We want to thank you though for coming on with us today.
We really appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all so much. I am so happy to be here. I love talking to y'all. I was really looking forward to it.
We'll definitely have to have you guys. Maybe we can have you and Beta on at the same time.
My god, that'd be freaking nuts.
You'd find out who can squat the most. Can we just have a competition?
Let's do this. Let's have let's get one more person on for Transformation Tuesday that's like in this bodybuilder, and then our fourth edition of it, we can have like a panel with all three of you guys.
That's so funny.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if there's any sort of topics that our listeners want to hear or you want us to discuss, please email us sportsdrinkclub@gmail.com. Thank you this past week, Dan Lebitard, for giving us a shout out on ESPN. That was great. And hopefully we can get this thing jump started because of that. But more importantly, we are appreciative for Danielle coming on today. Thank you so much again for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
This has been the Sports Drink Club. I am Patrick Melton, along with my co-host Keenan Duke and Danielle today for our Transformation Tuesday special. You guys have a great Memorial Day weekend, and peace out.
All right. Catch you later.
Late.